Hello, my name is Barry. I'd like to welcome you to another podcast of Christianity Explained. Today, first I want to do a little house cleaning before I get into today's topic of overcoming the critical spirit or critical mindset. If you don't know, I have a blog site called Christianity Explained. And below you should see the address to the site, and I'll put a link to it in the description of the video and an audio podcast. Now let's get to today's topic. All right. What do I mean? Well, first, let's define the topic because that always helps. And it might surprise you that someone who has a critical spirit isn't necessarily someone who's just negative. That's a pessimist. A person with a critical spirit, is someone who they do more than just see the flaws and things. They are very destructive in the thing they think. That they'll look at a move into a rough area and say, "Oh, it's crime ridden. It's gonna be this. You're gonna have to do this." That they always see that, and for some reason, it gets problems and the danger, whatever, gets magnified. And for some reason, they are the type who never are able to help anybody with it. Really. I think we all know the type. But here's the thing. I caution you. Don't just look at the guy around you and say, yeah, that so-and-so person is critical. He never... Gotta look at ourselves, because the fact is, we all can do that. And I've had to guard myself with how I communicate because, yes, I have a role as an encourager. That's the whole point of podcasts like this, is to encourage people and to challenge. But at the same time, I have to be careful that I'm not dwelling on the problem and whipping, because I can do that. And I've done that in the past. And or dwell on my own problem and always see the negative outcomes and nothing positive. It doesn't work well. Now, how is this a little different than somebody who has a judgmental spirit? It's kind of like a shade of colors. The critical person I just described, the judgmental, looks at a person and says, you failed to meet my standards, so you are deserving of this. You are deserving of that punishment. You are deserving of whatever. You can be Mr. Critical and not necessarily be judging, but in reality, you are. There is some subtle difference, and it might as well seem the same, but there is a difference. Now, I'm not going to go on and say and keep detail. We all do. In fact, I am going to give you this piece of insight on the critical spirit. Do you know that it influences how we see the world around us, as I already said? And I'll give you a great illustration. Some years ago, I lived in downtown Phoenix. Phoenix, Arizona is, especially in that area, where I was living for a few years, is a very rough area. In fact, I had a pizza delivery place that didn't want to deliver to where I was living, even though I was just a block away from their line of demarcation. And I thought, that's strange. If you go a little north where I live, you're in a more worse area than I am. But here's the thing, I didn't view the area as bad. I was aware of the problem, yes, but I had a hope filled view. I had a view that says, okay, yeah, this is a rough area. I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not going to go walk up the street into an area I know happen to be very dangerous because I have been warned clearly, and not all of them were white. Some were black, said the same thing, and they told me that. And guess what? I was smart about where I walked. But I didn't say, okay, no. You see the reality, but you don't dwell on the negative thing. Yeah. And I did fine. I didn't need to walk around with two guns or anything in downtown Phoenix. No, but I walked smart. That's kind of what it is. And it fits perfectly with what Jesus had said years before to a disciple. Only he was talking about the things we hear and how we hear. And that's what I did. I took heed to what I hear and how I received the information I was given. Mm-hmm. I didn't blindly just say, oh, yeah, this, so I got to, otherwise I would have lived in fear the whole time and anxiety. But I also didn't ignore the reality. At the time, I was working at a sheltered work program. The only reason I was there because I was trying to build a job history. And I'll tell you the reality. The reality is that those programs are pretty much on poverty line job. Yeah, you're working at poverty level. And unless you do something about the situation, you're going to be stuck on it. There's no elevation. There's no nothing. I had my fill of people trying to put a phony positive spin on a very ugly, bad situation. It is true God had other purpose. You know what? He did. He actually put it in their heart to say, this guy really needs to be in this setting, which opened the doors for other things. But that doesn't happen if you always see that. Lord, continue to heal my heart in other areas. Help me to see that, oh, maybe the world isn't so gray. That's the other thing, aspect of the critical-minded person. To them, the world is gray. And that. And the Lord was healing me of that by each encounter. Even my connection with a disability advocacy group, I was on a bridge to independent living. They were helpful. Yeah. I would have loved to have had opened up and allowed some the church people in that area, but I didn't really know who I could talk with at the time. Over here, where I'm now, today, I'm in a church community where, hello, I would have to absolutely refuse to see a lot of the same thing I've been looking for. Gee, that's why I'm blessed by my home church community and the people I've run into now. Things have changed. Yeah. Oh, don't worry. They took the good aspect of conservative theology, but didn't apply that with all the others. At least they had the right idea of how to use that conservative thing, not the wrong way. But that's what it is. And I'm going to talk a little bit about social media. Guys, we're not supposed to just live in the real world and speak words. It's also the things we say on the internet. I've seen the crap I've seen on Facebook. And I'm literally going, how are you helping? How are you helping anybody who's hurting? Yeah, I see one guy who loves quoting statistics, and I'm like, dude, how are you helping people overcome the spirit of fear that that always strikes when they see a cop? All right, I have friends who happen to be black who say, yeah, they had to deal with that fear because they're worried that the cop is gonna shoot them or something, even though they, and you can tell them, oh, as long as you're not, yeah, as long as you aren't on the receiving end and you're not seeing constant news saying, oh, when the cop come and looking by you, you don't get that. They do. They're constantly inundated, so they have a spirit of fear. But statistic isn't going to fix that. You got to deal with it like a human being. All right, critical mind person can't do that. In fact, they use statistics in the worst way possible. Think, I want to challenge you to think and hopeful. Speak words of life and help, and also speak words that said to fear, hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more. Hit the road, Jack. Get the away from my friend. Get the away from my friend. It's really the way I say. But really, that's what it is. That's what the spirit of fear actually came from, the pit of hell. And you want to send it back there. Oh, wow. But that's how one of the things that needs to be done. But how do we do this? Okay, I'm giving you all these. But we have to guard against that critical mindset in ourselves if we want to help others. One, worship of the Lord and giving Him praise and acknowledging God, saying thank you, Father, for what you have done. There's a beautiful song that says, gets played every so often. I call it a Christian identity related song more than a worship song, and it's worth playing. I am no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. It's a beautiful song. I would encourage you, especially if you are, because you're telling fear, hit the road, Jack. Ain't want it. You're not. And I know, just in case, well, instead of dragging your butt, why not become a child? Ask the Lord. Then help Him. Ask Him to help you with dealing with whatever that's keeping you from knowing Him. All right? Why are you allowing fear and all the stuff you hear from everybody else dictate? Come to the Father. Ask Him. Talk with Him about your issues and the things you're believing. Now, I'm going to save the talk about who God is, how I'm seeing God for another podcast, because I'll segue into other thing. Later this week, I'm going to post an article. I will hopefully post an article with a little better detail about overcoming the mindset of critical. Excuse me. And I hope you'll take the time to read it. Let me know if it hadn't shown up. And just remember, the plan is on Thursday. Tomorrow, I have a different video plan. Tomorrow, that is on Wednesday. All right. I talked long enough, I think. I want to thank you for your time. Hope you have a blessed day. See you when I see you.